The Claus Family 2 is the sequel to The Claus Family, which came out last year on Netflix. It once again follows Jules, who has accepted his heritage with his grandfather and who has now taken up the mantle of Santa Claus. He meets a new character called Marie. She is struggling with some family issues. Her parents are about to get a divorce, and she's not really able to enjoy the festive season with her parents separated. So Jules takes it upon himself to fix the situation, but then there happens to be a lot of conflict with his grandfather because his grandfather believes there are certain things that should not be messed with. Aside from expanding on the old themes from the first movie, we also added new material. We have a new elves theme for all the parts where they are scheming inside the shopping mall, but also any other times that they're basically up to no good.
One of my favorite scenes, Jules recruits the elves to go on this undercover sting operation to get Marie's parents stuck in an elevator together. So to score this mission that they're undertaking, we took elements from the new comedy theme together with elements from the Cookie Factory theme from the last film and blended those together in the style of a heist spy thriller movie. And the result was a lot of fun.
And then we have a new theme for Marie, which is a special one to me because I started to learn to play the tenor recorder for this theme, and her entire musical identity is rooted in that instrument. As far as flutes go, the tenor recorder is a pretty large one. For reference, this is a soprano recorder, which I played before. I learned that as a child. That was my first instrument. But so for this movie, I learned to play the tenor recorder, which is twice as large and sounds an octave lower. A lot of children like to play Christmas carols on the soprano recorder because it's a fairly small and simple instrument to play. But so I made that connection to Marie's character, who is a little child, and thought, wouldn't it be nice to have a similar instrument, but one that is a little bit more emotional, to play her theme.
This instrument adds a special color to the score And it's always nice to have that additional element that gives you that extra uniqueness in the score.
There's just something about the sound of the tenor recorder that conveys this sense of loneliness and solitude. So I thought Anne's choice of that instrument for Marie's theme was just perfect because it really conveys the loneliness that Marie is feeling during the holidays.
When working on a sequel, it's important to find the right balance between the themes of the old movie and the themes of the new movie. Now, Anne wrote probably one of the most beautiful themes she's ever written on the first one, which was the loss and isolation theme. So we had to take that one over, but I'm glad to say that we were able to introduce a new sad theme that holds up to the old one, but seamlessly integrates with the loss and isolation theme.
Just like last time, we recorded in Northern Macedonia with the famous Orchestra, who did a marvelous job. Their sensitivities, especially for the softer parts of the movie, are unparalleled. They really understood the essence of the music and brought everything to life. Their musicianship and also their new state-of-the-art equipment really helped bring out all the Christmas flavors of the score.
Different from the first movie, this time we were able to record some woodwinds and some brass. I always see and take orchestration as a puzzle, and even though sometimes you don't get the full-size orchestra, it's always nice to get as many instruments as possible, and that way you can also play with different colors. Balance is another important thing to work with when you have special lineups. It's very important just to go through that process and fixing voicings if they need to be fixed, and also adding the proper dynamics, which is very important. So I have to make sure on my end that what I do in the score that is gonna be reflected in the parts for every musician at the stage is absolutely clear. 99% of the time at recording sessions, musicians sight read the music. So it's very, very important that the music is very clear, is well notated, that there are no mistakes, so the musicians can do their work. If you reduce time for rehearsal, then you get more recording time.
On this project in particular, I was taking the mock-ups that Anne gave me before the live recording was being done, and then I would take that, mix that by itself, and I would put it in surround, get a great sound that we like, that she approves, and then that sets me up so I can just implement the live recordings right into the fake mock-ups. I will take the lives and just get a quick balance, like just listening to the lives. Then I start running it through the mock-up template, and then it starts to all come together. And I just slowly ride that in with the fader, and then until it gets that perfect match to me, Then I have that as a template, save that as a live template now, and then we're good to go. We have the fake template and the live template ready to go. So the reason why we implement the mock-ups into the live recordings is you just want to get that larger-than-life sound, get that Hollywood sound. That's really the secret, so you can blend both of those together and have a massive size orchestra on top of what you already have.
One of the highlights for me on this film was being able to hear my music played by a live orchestra for the first time. So that's always a really special moment for any composer. Getting to work with Andrés, our orchestrator, and Anne to make that happen on this film was definitely something I'll never forget.
One of the best things about writing on a sequel is that we know the music, the style and the mood, and we can take that and develop that even further. So in moments where we thought we could have done something slightly different on the first film, we were able to go back to that now and make it even better. It's great to see how the characters develop throughout these films, and it's extremely satisfying to write the music along with those developments and subtle changes in characters. And that's something you really only get to experience when working on a sequel.
The score is once again very traditional orchestral with a lot of Christmas flavors. We're using a lot of celeste, a lot of handbells, a lot of sparkling instruments to really bring out the Christmas magic and the fairy tale aspect of the story. And it's a lot of fun to write, traditional melodic music like that, because we don't often get to do that.
It's just great to write this type of music because it's so rich in colors. We have solo voices, choir, bells, big warm string sections, all the way up to atmospheric synths. And that's what makes the soundtrack so interesting and hopefully fun to listen to.
Anne's score for the Claus Family 2 is a very traditional and beautifully written score. And it's, as an orchestrator, it's always nice to get to work with such a talented composer and work with beautiful themes that I can put into a live setting, for the live musicians. And something that is just gonna work for live musicians, which to me it's always very satisfying.
The entire soundtrack sounds slightly more grown up, since Jules is also older now and takes on more responsibilities, and I think we were able to translate that quite well into the music.
What I love about the music is that it has a very emotional quality to it. It's not your typical Christmas happy major chords type of music. There's a lot of emotional depth to it.
The funny thing about writing for Christmas movies is that these movies are usually made in summer. So it was It was quite the challenge to get into the Christmas mood in the middle of July and August. But I think the movie does such a great job at being a Christmas movie and bringing this Christmas magic that I think the whole team enjoyed having a very early summer Christmas.
It's been so much fun being a part of the composer team, and I honestly can't wait for possibly a third one. Who knows?
I love how this movie captures the spirit of Christmas, and I hope you enjoy it as much as we enjoyed working on it.